just see which, I have the rover already set up, ready to go. So let me just show you what happens when you have the multi-machine key.
Okay.
Because I have a multi-machine key.
Oh, okay.
All technicians have multi-machine key.
Oh.
So if I choose to make a new program like 500 by 500, 19, I don't know, I can do everything that I normally can do for a regular rover, right?
Okay.
Repetition in X, 32, 10 times. I do something like this.
Right.
And the simulation is working just fine. You see?
Yeah. I can see the simulation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me save this program as Canyon on my desktop, okay?
Okay.
So I create this program for the rover.
Okay.
Now, in order to open, if I want to see if this program will work for the skipper, I need to go here and choose Change Active Machine.
Okay.
This window will come up. I have to put in my password like normal, and I have to change the machine in this way to the skipper.
Oh.
And say OK.
Okay.
Now when I open Biesseworks, I will have the skipper version, let's say, with few changes. If I make the same kind of program for the skipper, there are two extra input boxes which are important, and also this box which is important for the skipper.
User data?
Yeah, you have this for the rover, but it's completely different for the skipper.
Okay.
And so I can make my program similar to the last one, 100 by 100, 8,
19.
I don't know, 10, repetition 10 times, and I see that.
Okay.
I can make the simulation, and the machine will show me like that.
Okay.
However, the skipper have two boring heads, right?
Right. Top and bottom, right? Yeah.
So this program will only work as the bottom head.
Bottom head. Okay.
Because for the skipper, the first head is the bottom head.
Okay.
The master one.
Master one. Okay.
And here you can see also the grippers.
Nice.
For the skipper.
Okay.
If I want to run two sides, I can choose user data and P-mode 2, NPAN 2,
Okay.
and I can visualize the machine running two panel at the same moment.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And this is what's not possible if you use only the rover software to make the program.
Okay.
I can open a rover program, no problem. I can save this one as Canyon 2, or for the skipper, right?
Right.
So if I open the rover program, Canyon, the creek was for the rover,
Right.
no problem. He will add the grippers,
Okay.
but he will only work in the bottom head.
Okay.
And I'm required to change those parameters to do double head
Okay.
machining.
Got it.
Is it clear so far?
Yes.
Okay, now the opposite is true. The opposite is not so true.
Just one.
If I go to change the machine back to the rover, and I try to open the program from the skipper, I should receive an error. Ding, 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 ding.
You said you selected the skipper mode now or rover mode?
Rover mode.
Rover mode. Okay.
Yeah, if I go here, you see rover.
Yeah. Okay.
Now, if I open on the desktop,
Canyon Creek skipper.
Canyon
Skipper
program, it's also compatible. So the programs are compatible between the two. But there is that extra information in order to do double head processing.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
It goes back.
Nice. Nice.
So that is the benefit of having the multi-machine key. You can verify for the rover or for the skipper if the program is valid.
Let's say the operator writes the program for skipper and accidentally tries to access it on the rover. The rover would not run it, or
Chances are you're probably going to have a tooling error on
Tooling.
the rover, that
Okay.
the tool doesn't match.
okay.
For the like maybe the drilling all matches because you have 5mm and 8mm and 35 in both machines. In that case, whatever is possible to run, the machine will run.
Okay. Okay. So if the tooling is same, let's say it's with that only one router bit, because skipper can only have one router bit,
Yes.
and other drill holes, and we throw it on rover 7 and it has the same tooling, then the chances are that the program might run, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that answers that. Usually in the industry, people manage only one set of programs that can be read by both, or they write like they manage two sets of databases that you. Do you know?
It's hard to say, really. Let me think about that.
Okay.
There are people who have programs that work in both machines, that could be possible to work in both machines.
Okay, but is
you
it
have a bunch of
advised?
rovers, and now you're going to have a skipper.
Right.
Do you have one program for every machine, or you have one program that all the machines can run?
Right now on rover 4, yeah, whatever we write to rover 4, rover 7 can run it. Yes.
Yes. So if you do the same thing today,
Mm-hmm.
you could program for the rover and open the program on the skipper and choose a couple of parameters and press start to run it.
Okay.
So you do double head and so on.
So on.
As long as the tooling is correct.
Correct. Right.
Because you cannot have tool change and
On the
and
skipper,
different
right?
tool names
It doesn't make
for
sense.
the routing.
Right.
Sure.
Right. Yeah.
And actually, for the skipper, normally we don't program the tool name at all. We program the diameter and the type, so that when you do the double head, he can do automatically on the other sides.
Did you get that, Matt? What are you saying?
Kind of. So you don't have a named tool in there because it thinks there's two different tools in it, right?
Yes, the skipper will understand that there are two different router bits.
Okay.
In the machine, router 1 in the bottom and router 2 in the top.
Okay, that makes sense.
But they are with the same properties, and you can have different lengths for those router bits.
Oh, okay.
Because you need to calibrate them a little bit, differently. So what you will end up with, if I look at, why is the rover enabled? Just a moment. Dun, da, da, da. Change active machine. Password.
It has to be a level 10 password, or it can be a level 5?
No, you need to be level 10. Hi.
Okay.
He's out in the showroom right now. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Now that I have the skipper enabled. Okay, so I have skipper.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
When I go here, you have TP1 for the bottom head and TP3 for the top head. The tool names are different.
Okay.
But they have to be the same tool type
Okay.
and the same diameter.
Okay.
Because what happens when I make a program with routing
Mm-hmm.
on the skipper, and you want to run double head, right?
Yes.
So if I do like 5 millimeter and I choose 12.7 and route 0, I don't choose tool names.
Oh, okay.
And I say, okay, start at 20 by 20. Oh no, it won't work that close to the gripper.
Actually, on that note, do we have to worry about where the grippers will be, or the program
No,
will?
the machine will move automatically.
Okay.
So
But
if I look like this,
right, but the part has to be held by both the grippers, right?
no, you can
No.
use also one.
Okay.
If it becomes a small part, it will drop to 1.
Okay.
TP half bottom 12.7 is 12.5. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
I make a mistake. So if I make a simulation now, you see only the bottom head working.
Okay. So that means we can.
Now if I go to the parameters and I do P mode 2 and pan 2, I can run
And you'll have two parts.
head at the same moment.
Right.
That is the tricky part about rover skipper.
Right. Yeah.
So,
That's why. I mean, that's what I'm trying to understand. What would make more sense to keep them as separate on two computers, or just have a multi machine. And then in case, let's say we have to only run one part, because let's say there was like the top part was damaged or something, that's why they're rerunning it. Do we have to go in and change that two parameters, P mode and N pan?
yes.
Okay.
You don't have to do it in the program though. You can do it from the work list.
Oh, on the floor you can do that?
Yes.
Oh, great.
On the floor of the machine, I don't have it here because I don't have a machine.
Right.
But you have the working list normally of the rover, the brown screen.
Uh-huh.
You can right-click on the program name and you'll get panel as one of the selections.
Okay.
And you can change those parameters on the fly temporarily.
Right, okay.
The program which is saved will not be changed, but it will run with these parameters.
These parameters, okay.
For the moment.
Okay.
If you want to run with one head or the bottom head or top head or whatever,
right.
You can choose.
So usually people will choose top head or the bottom head, or doesn't matter really?
It matters which symmetrical part you want.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
because
right.
the bottom head will always process the part in which you program.
Yeah.
The top head will always program automatically the mirror.
Yep. What else, Matt?
I got a question. If a part's been programmed for, let's say, side 0 and side 5, that's not going to work on this machine, will it?
Why?
Just, I had a part that I have been programming, and it's both sides are different, and so we usually run two different programs and we flip the board.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I was wondering, if this machine, instead of having the time of pulling it off the rover, flipping it over, trying to get it right, putting it back on and have a different pattern milled into the back, since it shows there is a way to program both sides in Biesseworks.
Look.
Okay.
Your geometry has to be.
Okay, so you can
program side 0 and side 5.
Okay.
No problem. The machine will not make the machining at the same time, obviously.
Right.
He's going to process like part of the bottom, part of the top, part of the bottom, part of the top, and finish the program.
Okay, so if there's two different routings, like there's one routing pattern, and then on the side 5 there's a completely different pattern, it can still do that?
After it finishes one pattern, then it will start on another, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So that answers our question. You already told me about grippers. They will automatically select if or give an error if it's something. If there is an error with the program, then the part might give a tooling error if the tools are not present, or operator accidentally runs it on different machine. it really doesn't matter, right? To have a multi-level, or to there is no preference on that you would recommend or anything, right?
No, I mean,
right?
if you...
Because we have only one programmer.
Either the program is going to be compatible for the rover, or compatible for both, or only possible to run the skipper. It'll be evident when you run it. Maybe you have a folder there, you call it rover and skipper of all the programs, and you have one program that says just skipper.
Just skipper.
These are special parts that you can only run on the skipper.
Right. Other thing
because
is,
if you run this part on the rover, you're required to make a flip before running side 5. It won't work.
Right.
That's right, yeah. And then other than that, we still have been working on the AutoCAD layers. I know you helped me a long time ago. Finally, Matt was able to work on it. So same logic applies, right? I draw something on the AutoCAD and then import it like I do for the regular Rover 7 programming. Similarly,
yes,
I do for Skipper. No difference there.
Okay.
Go ahead, Matt.
I do have a question. What's the size limit to parts? Like if the length's let's say 96 inches, will it still cut that or no?
Of your machine?
No, like the
on the Skipper.
Yeah, on the Skipper. If say there's a part like a tall end that's 96 inches long, is it going to do that, or is it just going to go, why is this big thing getting put on me?
Okay. The Skipper actually has no limitation on the x-axis.
Nice.
It can be infinite.
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Y-axis.
Because did I have? Did I modify the rover one, or no? I didn't modify it. Let me open this one, and I delete. Let's say that the part is
120 inches.
120 times INC. And now,
nice.
if I want to make a drill, check this out, line boring. I want to make line boring 100 by 100, 5, LPY minus 200.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Down with it, right? And then I think the y-axis is...
Peppers move automatically.
Okay. Y-axis is
Peppers
at
will
48?
walk down the panel.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Watch this. If I make a 300-inch panel, the machine don't care because you're going to hit the fence, basically.
Right.
There is no physical limitation. The machine will keep walking the grippers forever.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Ding, 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 ding.
The y-axis is going to be 48. No, not 48. I think 36 or something.
Yeah, there's different limitations on which tools can reach in certain positions.
Oh, that's
around 42 inches is about the limit.
Right. Yeah, that reminds me actually when I saw the drills. So we will be using this primarily for our frameless line, which has dowel joints, dowel pin joints. And so I believe the dowel drill the dowel drill pins, or sorry, drill bits will be loaded in the Y direction, right? What do people...
You have a boring head looking like this.
Okay. And so... Oh, okay, so they should be loaded, the dowel drills should be loaded on the T30, T31.
On the y-axis, 5 millimeters will be on the y-axis, and then the sporadic random used ones will be just sporadic.
Okay.
I do have another question for you. Are the bits used in this machine for like routing, saw blade, datoing, and boring, are they all industry standard type bits, or are they customs?
Yeah, no, they're industry standard, but I can recommend you what we found was the best solution.
That would be really great if you can recommend.
The best solution I found was from the manufacturer CMT.
CMT?
CMT.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and
Why don't open?
would you recommend either using a, I think it's a compression bit or a standard downshear bit?
For dados.
It's up to you.
Okay.
I don't have a preference there. If you're doing only dadoing with the machine, then
The
not a
downshear?
problem.